2022 is coming to an end and 2023 is around the corner. So today I'm going to share my personal goals, my financial and personal goals for the new year. I usually do this every single year and then I do kind of a recap, and some years I've done an amazing job. And then some years, like last year or this year, 2022, I have failed a lot. So it really kind of depends on the year, because when I set my goals last year, I did not expect to have the year I had. There was a lot of things that happened in 2022 that I just didn't see coming. So sometimes you can set goals with the best intentions and it doesn't work out. But the past year has really helped me kind of clarify what I want to do going forward. And honestly, a lot of my goals are not SMART goals. I know that's the way that most people want you to set goals so that you achieve them. But this year has really taught me that being in love with the process of getting to a goal, even if you don't reach that final destination, even if you don't actually achieve the goal in the time frame you've set, if you're in just love with the process, that you love doing it and working on it, that matters so much more than actually achieving the goal. Because a lot of times we'll achieve these goals and the joy and excitement and the little, brain chemistry that's like, this is amazing, only lasts for a really short time. And then we're left looking for the next goal and looking to fulfill ourselves in another way by achieving more and more and more. So I've learned this year that being happy with what I'm doing and consistently working on to achieve goals is just as important as actually getting to that final destination. So with that in mind, let's look at my non-SMART goals for 2023. I actually only have 3 in both categories. I have 3 personal goals and 3 financial goals. So let's look at the personal ones first. I literally wrote them on an envelope that I had laying around because I like to reuse things. So I wrote them out on an envelope just because I could. So let's look at these goals. First, personal. So I have 3 personal goals and none of them are SMART goals. None of them are deadline based and none of them are actually like a number I'm trying to achieve. So I think this is going to be the key for me to actually sticking with goals and working on them, because personally, it's a challenge to say things like, I'm going to lose 20 pounds by my birthday or something like that, because that has in the past really backfired on me and been a problem. It just kind of builds this level of guilt and shame that you're not hitting goals, even if you're doing really good on the things that could help you achieve that goal. When you miss it, there's just so many negative feelings. So none of my goals are like that. In fact, the first one is just to keep working out. So in 2022, I got back into exercising. I had previously been really active in my life before I had kids. I worked out all the time. I ran, I played softball. I did a lot of stuff. And then I had babies and that kind of derailed my life for 5 years. So being pregnant, and then after that, it was a struggle to get back into a consistent routine. This year, I signed up for a gym and personal training. So I actually spent more money than I've ever spent in my life on having a coach to actually help me, to guide me, and classes, because I am a very social exercise person. So I struggle with the concept of going to work out by myself or to run by myself. I just can't do it. And having a coach has been like game changer for me. It has kept me in the gym every single week. I have accountability built in. It's been amazing. So I am just planning to continue that. My goal in 2023 is just to work out weekly. That's it. I plan to do the same thing I'm doing, so working out with the trainer twice a week and going to classes as well. But my goal is just to keep working out, to keep active every single week. No number of times to go a week, no certain set amount or thing to do. Just do it. Just exercise every week. That's it. It can be one time. It can be 30 minutes one time a week. That counts. So just something weekly every single week. but my plan is to keep doing what I'm doing. Second goal is similar, and it is to keep doing something that I'm doing, which is going to therapy. So I actually have this broken out into 2 goals originally, but I realized that they're the same thing. The other part is to work on mindfulness, and that is something that I'm working on my therapist with. Basically, my goal here is to stay in therapy and work on the skills I need to improve my life further. So things like the CBT stuff and mindfulness, that all kind of falls under what I work on in therapy. For the last 4 years in therapy, I've been in therapy for 4 years. Oh my. I have made really, really big strides in dealing with anxiety. I originally went for like panic attacks after I had my baby. Like I had postpartum depression, anxiety, like I was a mess. And so that took a long time to work on. And I've learned a lot of skills that help with like intrusive thoughts and things like that. And I am so happy with what I've been able to achieve in therapy and getting off like antidepressants and stuff like that. So next, I just want to, in 2023, to work on building upon that. And so building skills like being more mindful to what I'm doing and focusing on the present and things like that. And so I'm going to be working with my therapist on different things, but basically I want to keep going. Currently, I'm on a bi-weekly schedule, so I go like every 2 weeks, and I'm probably going to stick with that schedule, but just my goal for 2023 is just stay in therapy and keep working and learning the skills that I never learned as a child or young adult. When I also first encountered having anxiety, I didn't learn the skills to manage my mental health, so now I am, and I want to just keep working on that. And the third personal goal is to keep improving my work and life routines. So this can be broken down into a few different things as well, but mainly I just want to work on my rhythms and routines of life. So making sure that my work routines are serving me to get to what I kind of want as my business continues to grow and change and evolve. Just making sure that the routines I have set up for my work time make sense. And then also working on things that are life rhythms and routines. Life routines is my hardest. I would love to like finally kind of develop a consistent skincare routine. I have done a really good job in 2022 of kind of learning about that, and I've done better, but in 2023 I want to just build on that. And another routine is like a sleep routine. I could very much benefit from improving my sleep routine and like bedtime routine or whatever. You know, all the YouTube videos you watch, like morning routine, night routine. I would like to work on those things. So that is kind of my third personal goal, and that's it. So things I'm already doing, but just improving them and making them a little bit better every single time I work on it. That is my goal for 2023. Nothing major, nothing crazy, nothing like new really, just doing the things I'm doing, continuing them and getting a little bit better and improving a little bit more every time. I'm okay with that. And I think that working on these things and the continual process and improvement, even if I don't hit like an end goal, is going to be so amazing for me. And now, if you've watched this far and you are here because you watch my financial content and my money-based content, I do have some financial goals for 2023. I have 3 financial goals for 2023. So number 1, I am going to Disney World in the middle of the year. We are going to Disney World for the first time with our 2 children. So excited. And I want to do that as affordably as possible and also have no debt afterwards, not to use credit. I want to do Disney with the money that we have in a way that we can afford, and it's probably going to be around $5,000. I wrote $5,000 down, but like honestly, it could be less or more. It really just depends on how we plan it out. But that's my goal, is to do Disney without any extra lingering debt or spending more than we can afford, to do Disney in a way that makes sense and is affordable. I've learned a lot already about like saving money on going to Disney, but I am going to be diving into this in the first part of the year, and I'll do some videos on it probably, just because it's like a whole thing. There's so much, and there's so much to learn, but my goal is to do Disney in an affordable way and pay for it before we go, basically. Like have the money to have a good time, have it paid for, and not worry about it. Then my second goal is to max out my Roth IRA. I'm going to put $6,500 into my Roth IRA. That is money that I've already paid taxes on that goes into an account and grows. I have a ton of videos on Roth IRAs. I love them. They're my favorite account. If you're in the USA, it's great. I will be tracking my Roth IRA with a tracker like this. I'm going to do it throughout the year instead of doing it all up front. I did that last year, and I think I am going to do it differently this year and kind of just contribute throughout the year. So that way I'm not front loading all my goals, because I'm also doing Disney upfront since it's in the middle of the year. So I'm gonna give myself a little grace and do the Roth IRA throughout the year. Luckily my trackers are set up for like a full year of contributing, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna follow that. That's gonna be my goal for 2023, max out my Roth IRA and save for my future retirement if I ever retire from making YouTube videos or whatever job I have in the future. So that's kind of the goal right there. And then my final goal for 2023 with money is to save up as much money as possible in my house fund for a down payment. I have been working on this for a little while. Obviously, you've followed the channel. You've seen videos about me saving up money for a house down payment. We want to buy another house in a different school district, and we are working on that currently. In 2022, I saved up $10,000 to add to that. And then in 2023, I want to save as much as possible with a minimum of $20,000. Whew. That's a lot of money. So $20,000 is a lot of money for us. I mean, it's a lot of money for really most people. So it is the goal that I am setting for us to save up $20,000 to put toward that house fund and to put toward our next home. So, I'm going to have to earn more money in 2023. Frankly, that's what it is. I've done pretty well with my business in 2022, even though I took a step back and had to focus more on personal stuff and healing and all that and blah, blah, blah. But in 2023, that is no longer the case. We are going to try to hit it as hard as possible and just bump up our income. Luckily, I have the opportunity to do that. So you might see some more sponsored videos. You might see a lot more videos in general, more products, things like that. So basically, I'm going to try to bump up what I'm earning in 2023. It might not be forever, but for 2023, I need to earn as much as possible because I need to set aside at least 20K. And currently we're not on the path for that. We barely made $10,000 into our savings goal for 2022, but I have full faith in my ability to earn enough money to put aside this for the goal. And that's it. So those are our savings goals. Those are our financial goals for 2023, as well as my personal goals. Of course, the financial ones have numbers attached, and then my personal goals are just to work on steady, continual improvement on the areas where I feel I need the most work. So that's what I'm doing for 2023. I would love to know what your goals are. Just leave them down in the comments. I will read them all. I always love to see how people are improving their lives. And if you need some goals and you're not sure what to work on, here's a video that has a ton of different ideas that you can work on for the new year.